Real food for real people to me is what I believe blurs the lines of the boxes that we check, of the zip codes that we live in, of the socioeconomical statuses we subscribe to, of the teams, the Washingtons, the Patriots, of the families, the Smiths, the Johnsons, the McDaniels. It saying everyone deserves access to real food, that we're all real people, so we need to eat real food. I often joke and say, but it's all too true, that we spend so much time trying to find out how we're different and expecting other people to understand why they should respect that and how we identify. When at the heart of it all, we all eat food, our digestive system works the same way, and the food all comes out looking the same way. That's what real food for real people means to me. I'm wondering, what does real food for real people mean to either Tasha or Michelle?
Guess I'll go next. Even though this is kind of our slogan for breaking bread, I always kind of struggle with this question. So it's the only question that I took note on um, to help with my answer. So I woke up this morning and I had a spiritual conversation with my grandmother to prepare me to see what should I share. And every time they asked me this question, I didn't know what to share. And she told me, "You got this, Tasha. Share the stories that of what we have shared with you." So, what real food for real people um, means to me is hearing the stories of my ancestors, my grandmother and her sisters tell me how easy access that they had to food. So when she told me of stories of her going outside, picking tomatoes off the vine, eating them, pulling a peach off a tree, eating them. And she, with my great auntie, mentioned a story about her digging a hole to the smokehouse. So they come from a family, their father was a farmer, so they grew up on farmland. They sold food to the town, and my great grandfather was very strict on how much food he allowed them to eat because they did um, sell food for the town. And so my great auntie dug an extra hole to the smokehouse so she could be able to go in there and steal meat to bring back to her siblings and her cousins. So it was 21 children in the house at one time. Um, and then she also told a story of this rooster that was out in the yard. She watched this rooster every day wear the same tie, and she got fed up with it. She was like, "Well, my dad changed his tie all the time. Let me go snatch this tie off this rooster neck." And she did, and she killed the rooster. All she wanted to do was change the rooster tie. Didn't realize that it didn't come off. Um, and just hearing those stories of them growing crops, raising animals, raising cattle, and just having that easy access to local and real food um, is what real food for real people mean to me. And just to add a little bit is really access to local food, cooking with more whole ingredients, and limited process and convenient food as possible if you can. Michelle, would you like to share?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I think you guys said everything that I was thinking, but and more. But I think one of our youth said it best. Like, if you can't pronounce the ingredients on the label, then it's not real food. If it doesn't come out of the ground, come from the earth, come from an animal, come from the sea, then it's not real food. And like Princess said, real food for real people. We are all human. Um, we are all creatures of this earth, and we all deserve access, regardless of where we live, how much money we have, what we do for a living, color of our skin, our faith. we all deserve access to real food.